Hey everybody, welcome once again to another edition of NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ, Aaron Rift, here to talk wrestling, answer some questions, and we'll see what else happens. How would you have built the Roode versus James Storm feud? I know one match isn't a feud, but it feels severely rushed. Personally, I would have had a slow turn showing Roode becoming more and more envious each week over the title without Storm's knowledge. Okay, here's what I would have done. I would have had Robert Roode defeat Kurt Angle at Bound for Glory, and then I would have had Robert Roode go through every member of Immortal, Bully Ray, Gunner, successfully defend the title at the November pay-per-view, same thing with December, and then in January, have the very first Robert Roode versus James Storm pay-per-view match, babyface versus babyface. James Storm at that point would win the title, and then Robert Roode would get his rematch at Against All Odds, the February pay-per-view. And then at the February pay-per-view, you could do what TNA just did this past week, have their match, and then, Robert Roode gets, really desperate. He cannot beat James Storm, and at that point he decides to use the opportunity to cheat and win back his title. So he wins back the title at the February pay-per-view, and then it's one apiece. You have the final match between the two of them, the third and final deciding match at April's pay-per-view Lockdown. 6 sides of steel for the TNA World title. That's how I would have done it. Right there, that's, good 5-6 months for them to have a feud. And but, we'll see what happens. I'm not counting TNA out. I mean, they're having this injury angle with James Storm. And like I said before, I really liked what they did with Robert Roode on Impact with his heel turn. I thought it was done very well. And, with him looking over at the beer bottle and, he could not resist the temptation to cheat. So I thought that was one of the best things TNA has done in a long time. So, maybe they'll pull through with this. We'll have to wait and see. Hey, Aaron, what are your thoughts on the Eugene character, and would you like to see him make a comeback? Well, I like Nick Dinsmore, but I think the Eugene character was funny for the first week or two, and then it got old really fast. I was thinking that at some point they were going to have him drop the character and reveal that, my name is really Nick Dinsmore and I'm not, this, retarded character. And they never did it. They just had him, be that character for 3 or 4 years and they let him go. So I think it was a missed opportunity and they could have done more with him, but so be it. That's just the way things are sometimes. Do you think Sheamus versus Undertaker could happen at WrestleMania if they built him up like he was in late 2009 and early 2010? He could be a credible threat to the streak, especially if they did an angle where he attacked Taker every week so he looked strong going into WrestleMania. Well, I would hope that they would book him they would book Sheamus a lot stronger than they did during his 2009, early 2010 run because, quite frankly, he wasn't really pushed that strong. He got the title, but he beat John Cena in a fluke when John Cena basically fell onto the table by himself. And then there was that match with Sheamus and John Cena in the cage, and Nexus came out, and Sheamus got lucky and won a title and then just ran away from Nexus. It made him look really bad. So that kind of Sheamus, no one's going to buy him having a chance against Undertaker. They would really have to do a lot. And it would definitely be too soon to do it at this year's WrestleMania. They would really need to build up Sheamus strong for a good, solid year. I mean, right now they're doing a great job with him, but they need to keep going with it. Just WrestleMania would be way too soon, in my opinion. Out of the DVDs that the WWE has put out, what is your favorite? Also, what is your favorite TNA superstar that has not worked for WWE? Well, regarding the DVD, my favorite, I love the Hulk Hogan disc sets. I also really like the Monday Night Raw. Best of 93, the volume 1, 93, 94. I'm kind of sad that it appears like they've dropped that because it didn't sell as well as they were hoping. But I thought that was a really good DVD, being able to look back at all the classic Raw moments. And I do like the 15-year anniversary Best of Raw 3-disc set. Just, a lot of good memories. So those are the ones that are my favorites. And as far as my favorite TNA star that has not worked for WWE, Robert Roode. Enough said. Hey, Aaron, do you think the reason Triple H versus Undertaker was no DQ because WWE doesn't think they can have a regular match? Yeah, to some extent, I would agree with that. the bottom line is when you do a no DQ match, it's a way to work around limitations that guys might have working a normal match. With a no DQ match, you know it's a gimmick, so you can kind of disguise if there's an injury or if somebody's not in top shape to perform. They did that a lot with the JBL title matches because, quite frankly, his regular matches weren't that exciting. So they did the no DQ matches as a way to kind of hide the fact that he's not really that good in a regular match situation. And yeah, the big matches, they tend to have the no DQ stipulation, so the guys can brawl in the crowd and use the weapons and anything they can use as an advantage to get the crowd into it. Would Dolph Ziggler versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship be a good sub-main event for WrestleMania 28? Punk deserves to do something major at WrestleMania this year, and Dolph has been ready for the main event. Regarding Dolph Ziggler in WrestleMania 28, I wouldn't consider that something major for CM Punk. It would definitely be something big for Ziggler, but I think it's too soon for him. Same thing with, going back earlier with Sheamus. I think Ziggler needs at least another year of being pushed really strong before he can be ready for a WrestleMania main event type match. And but hopefully they do something big with Punk this year. Maybe Undertaker, maybe Chris Jericho, but I think that's unlikely. But we'll just have to see what's available for Punk when the time comes around. All right, that will do it here today for No DQ&A video. You can submit a comment, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. What are your predictions for Turning Point this Sunday? Who's going to win the TNA title match? Who's going to win the Knockouts match? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. And keep subscribing. Keep spreading the word. I really do appreciate it. On that note, see you next time.